Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be doing a flip through of all of my September after the pens. I'll be going through all of my daily faith, health, and social media spreads for the month of September, and I'll walk you through a little bit probably in the front and the back of my planner as well so you can kind of see my planner setup. So if that sounds good to you, go ahead and stay tuned and let's jump in. So my planner setup is a catch-all planner setup that I Frankenplanned, and what I do is I basically take multiple planners and put in a month at a time into this one catch-all planner that I will reference throughout the month, and then as the next month approaches I will put in the new months and take out the old months. So that's what you're going to kind of see me do here. Although I have put in most of the new months already, I'll be taking out the old ones, because as you can see, it's getting pretty bulky in here. So I have my cover, and just the front part of my planner just has a plastic pouch for any things that I want to keep that are loose. I've got a sticky dash that I made a while back, my perpetual calendar section at the front here, and then I get into my goal section, which I have a complete series about my goals in a playlist in my channel. So if you're interested in seeing more about how this goals section is set up, go ahead and check out that series. I'll link it here too above so you guys can check that out. But we're just going to jump through and go right to this month. I have a pocket folder here to separate out my dated monthlies from the rest of the planner. And then at the back I also have another pocket folder. Those I use to hold my pin loops and also to stuff anything in there that I need a little space for that I don't have punched. And it works great because I can move these guys around with my pens throughout my planner if I need to reposition them, and they also come off pretty easily off of here if I need them to, but they stick well throughout the month. I don't have any problems with them coming off. Okay, so that's just kind of an introduction to my setup, and then we jump into my dated sections, starting with my faith planner. My faith planner I use mainly to write in the verse of the day. That's kind of why I have it set up. I'm using a Happy Planner monthly layout style planner, which is a little bit unique, and the name of this one is called Dainty Details. It's for the year 2020. And if you're interested in any of the planners that I'm using, I will have a link down in the description below. So yeah, so this is the month of September, my faith. And for this month, I decided to do a thoughts on today's reading, since I read a passage every day from my Bible, and then I will write in a little summary of how or what was being discussed in that reading. I started doing this because I have a tendency to kind of let my mind wander or do other things while I'm reading, so I just kind of wanted to focus in a little bit more, and this has really helped me to do that. So just write in a little bit of what I've read, and the days that I don't have anything written in, there is only 6 days per week of reading, so I get a break day, and I just move that around where it works for me through the week, where I'm least busy or most busy, so that I can have a break. So that's how this spread turned out, and the theme for this month was travel. So I did a travel spread for my faith, but kind of focusing in on spreading the word around the world, kind of a theme in the New Testament. So that's what the theme is based off of. This spread here is the overview, and this one's kind of more open as far as how it can be used. I set mine up with these habit trackers for my daily prayer, reading, and writing. I also do monthly goals, a prayer list, a memory verse for the month, and then I will usually write something in that I'm thankful for on this side, and on here it's open. I will do different things each month. This month I came across a lot of things that I found interesting that I want to do more research on, so I just wrote those in here so that I can reference it and go back to it to do more study. So that's how this spread turned out. And then this was the first half of the month for my daily verse writing. And what I do here most recently is I use an app called YouVersion, which I use for both my daily reading and my verse of the day. The verse of the day comes up automatically, so I don't have to think about it. I just use whatever's in the app, and then I will just try to write it down in a way that uses some skills for lettering or just some creative skills, so that I can both practice and also get more from the word, like try to think on it a little bit more and try to describe it a little bit better using whatever kind of doodles or just whatever I'm using for my lettering to kind of portray what the verse is trying to say, if that makes sense. I also have started matching the color scheme to whatever the theme is for the month. So there was a lot of this blue and green kind of world map look to it. So I pulled those two colors along with black and used that for the entire month. I really started doing this a month or two back, and I like how it just kind of makes everything feel like it's one cohesive piece of the theme. So I will probably continue doing that just each month, matching the colors of the lettering pens to whatever theme I'm using. So that's what I did here. So this is how the first spread turned out. And then here's my second spread, and again, just doing the same type of thing, trying to mix in some doodles and also, emphasize certain words and use color to bring things out or mute things depending on what I'm trying to say from the verse. So I think this came out really cute, and I don't know, I really enjoyed this theme. This was just really fun to look at all month, and I really liked it. Anyway, so that's for my faith, and there's also a couple of pages at the end that I do not use. There's this notes page, another right-handed notes page, and then a currently that I don't use. I just keep them, and maybe one day I'll figure out a way to use them. So I already have October in there, and I already got my dashboards in because the month kind of started a little early as far as the weeklies are concerned. So I'm going to move this guy out and move it into my faith planner. Move this up. So this is my faith planner. I've shown it numerous times in my other flip through videos. I'm just going to jump in and move this guy into its little place. So here's that extra page I was talking about before. Actually, I think this is the extra page for this guy. Yeah. And I'm going to stick this guy in. And that's where it will stay. So I have all my previous months here as well that I can reference later. And at the end of the year, I'll have the full planner all laid out and done, and able to store or keep for memory keep or whatever I want to do with that. So since we're on to the next section, I'm just going to jump ahead past this monthly, and this is technically the start of my daily section. And the daily section is basically where I put all of my major to-dos, appointments, events, things that are going on with me on a daily basis. Anything I have work-related has been going in there, so that's kind of what I use this section for. It's more of my, my catch-all planner, the traditional weekly planner. I've moved my schedules. They used to be behind the goal section. I moved them here to the front of the daily, which I really like a lot better because I get more opportunities to reference them and think about them a little bit more. I also added a dashboard for them so that I could easily reference my weekly schedule here, which I have videos on all of this as well. So if you're seeing this for the first time, check out my recent series on productivity. There is a video in there called Routine Building, and you can see how I laid all of this out. So I got my daily schedule there that I can easily reference, and then it starts the daily month. So this is my daily month. I did for September kind of a transitional theme of pink, but bringing in the fall leaf feels. And I also have been putting in a bucket list for each month, starting I think back in July or August. And I really like that. I like having little bits of bucket list items on this spread because I do reference it every day, and it just gives me little points to look at for things to do that are fun or interesting. I just lay them haphazardly on the month, and then if I do them on whatever day I decide to do them on, I will check it off. It doesn't necessarily correlate with the day that I put them. I just do it so it looks balanced, and also that, you know, I can just remember that those are the items. My monthly layouts aren't used very thoroughly as far as how monthly layouts go. I often don't have much to put on here, so adding the bucket lists has been really good for me so that I have more use for these and I reference them more often. So this is how this guy turned out. I thought it turned out pretty cute this month and definitely got me into those fall feels. And so I really like how this turned out. So this was the very first layout for August to September. And the theme was dog days, for like dog days of summer, but this was all part of the Plannable challenge that I do with Catherine over on Instagram. So the theme for the month was that. I decided to do more about dogs since dog days can be kind of referenced in whatever way you wanted it to be. And I thought this spread actually turned out pretty cute. I tried some lettering boldness here and there just to kind of make it funner. And I really like the little puppies and the paw prints. So this one was a fun spread and still very functional for me. I've been doing these bullet journal signifier style checklists, which I'm going to do a video on pretty soon, and it's really helped me kind of see what I'm getting accomplished every month instead of just having single bullets there that don't have a purpose. This is really working for me. So I'll show you guys some ways to do this in your own planner as well as some variations on this pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. And then I have this spread, which was not part of the Plannable challenge. I think this month I ended up doing a health version of the Plannable challenge. So sometimes I do it in my daily, sometimes I do it in my health, and for this week I decided not to do it, I believe, in my daily. And I really just loved how this theme came out. Florals are always great, and then I had some washi that I really wanted to use. Tried some ripping techniques, and I thought that turned out super cute. I actually really loved having a long box here for to-dos, which I usually don't know what to do with that box, but for some reason it just was the right time and it worked out great for me that week. And yeah, just put in a lot of, you know, little bits here and there, but I think this layout turned out really cute. And then here's the next week in September. This week I decided to go gold for Amy with the challenge presented from Heather over at Kelva Plan. She got a letter from a young lady who is dealing with childhood cancer. Her name is Amy, and she just asked for Heather to do a spread all gold for the month of September, since gold is the color and September was the month for childhood cancer. So just to bring up awareness about it, and it was just such a great idea. People started to do their own gold spreads, and I definitely went ahead and did my own, and I thought it turned out really nice. And I'm not, you know, usually like gold is kind of subtle, but I think it just turned out really good in the end with the black and the gold. Also, Heather was donating all of her proceeds from the video about that to childhood cancer. So if you haven't checked it out yet, still go and see if, check out the video. I don't know if she's still donating now that the month is over, but check it out if you haven't seen it. It would be a great benefit. And I'll try to link it here in the video as well so you guys can help it in any little way we can. It's just a good cause to get behind. So this was how this spread turned out. And again, very classic, I thought, and turned out pretty well with the black and the gold together. So next we have the It's Fall Y'all theme, and this one was part of the Plannable Challenge. I really, fall. I know most people are like in love with fall. I love fall too. I love fall colors and just the fall feels, and being in Southern California, we don't really get fall till January, so just bringing it in on time through decor in the house, decor in my planner, it just helps kind of get you in those feels of fall time, and I like this time of year a lot. So this spread came out pretty cute. I like the leaves. I know I'm getting kind of low on fall decor, but I had enough to get this spread all done, and I think it turned out cute. So let's see. I think that's pretty much it for September. And then I never use my currently page, but this month I decided to kind of help guide me to getting my Etsy files done for 2020, because I'll be doing a 2021. I'll be doing a 2021 launch very soon in October, so I just wanted to start plugging away in it, and I made a little chart for myself to help me get through things. I got a little off track. I had a little bit of a setback, but I still plan on having all of my layouts out into my shop by mid-October. So if you are looking for the 2021 release, keep checking. My Etsy shop should be there by mid-October. Okay, so that's my daily, and I've already again have my October spreads in there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out and move it into my daily planner. And I've been doing a lot of cover shuffle, so this might not look the same. The cover might not look the same as it did a month or two ago, but all the contents is still the same. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this guy in, and we're all set. Okay, so that was my daily section, and I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead to my health. So the next section of my planner is my health, and it starts off here with my healthy habits little dashboard that I use just to start the section and just to give me a little bit of color and just energy to start in this section. So I made this a while back. I don't have a video on it specifically, but there is a post on my Instagram channel way back in the beginning when I first started, like 2018. It shows a little bit about the process, and then I also did a video early this year in my faith planner using these pocket pages layout. So if you want to know more about sizing things and making things work for this, check out that video, and then you can easily kind of customize it to whatever you're trying to do. So I have that here, and I'm going to use it to kind of cover the next spreads, because I have my weight and measurement tracker there, which I'm going to keep hidden for now. And we'll just jump ahead to my monthly step tracker. And here I've been tracking my monthly overall steps for each month as we go through the year. This last month I did not do too well, which I was kind of disappointed about, but I was going on a steady uptake over the previous month, so I need to get back on track with that. But this tracker, as well as the front of it, which has got some ways to get more steps each day, did a video on that. So most of the stuff in my planner I have a video on if you're interested. If there's something in particular, just go ahead and leave me a comment down below, and I will guide you either to the video or let you know where you know, that thing is, if it's something that you can purchase. So that is the beginning of my health section, and then we're going to get into the monthly part. So this first part is my monthly layout, and oh, I haven't moved this guy over, so let me move this for a second. So here is my overview for September, and I've been using my health monthly layouts for the tracking of symptoms, meds, things, you know, that I'm feeling, how the weather is outside, because I have some pretty annoying allergy and asthma symptoms that I'm trying to figure out how to fix. And so I've just been using this to journal how I'm feeling and any other issues that are going on with me, tracking whatever medications or supplements I'm taking kind of at the top using this little symbol key. And then also I have my monthly goals on this spread. So I haven't been doing any videos on these in the last few months because they've been pretty much all pen or, you know, pretty simplified. And I've been doing this for, I think, at least 3 months, the symptoms overview. So kind of the same thing over and over, but I just pick a color usually each month and then kind of steer everything towards that. So this is how it turned out. It's kind of messy, it's not real clean looking, but it's very useful for when I want to see how I was feeling over a certain amount of time and reference it if I need to go back. So it's been very helpful for me. And so here's the very first week of September, the end of August. And this one I kind of pulled in those wild animal feels. I don't remember too much about why I did this theme, but I think it turned out pretty well. I really ended up loving the suede-like feel of these boxes and the colors. So these came out of the Colorful Boxes Brights is what I call it. I don't know if that's the real name, but it came out of that book. And so any of the spreads, if you're interested in them, you can see how they were laid out in their individual videos for both daily, faith, and health as well. And so yeah, anyway, I just liked this color scheme. I almost forgot to mention that this layout and the daily layouts are both from my shop, my Etsy shop. This one here is the health layout in the classic size, and my daily is the horizontal layout in the classic size, and both will be linked below in the description if you like these layouts. So this week was pretty good. Like I said, I ended up liking those boxes a lot. And then so this week was part of the Plannable Challenge. Black and white was the theme, and I decided to do kind of like a modern farmhouse style with some shiplap and just give those farmhouse feels. I really like it, but I do feel like the lack of color was not very energizing. I did try to add some color in with some of this like green teal tone just to add something to it, but didn't quite work how I had planned. I do think the overall idea is cute, but I think it would have been much cuter with a little bit more color added in. But overall, the styling and everything I really loved. So that was for the black and white theme, and like I said, the week turned out pretty good, just I would have liked a little more color. I also did the plannable theme for this week, and I believe it was outdoor adventures. So I did kind of like a happy camper theme with all of the woodland animals and just tied it in there. I really liked the colors of this, and the animals were really cute. The styling of them is just adorable. So that was a good spread for me. Yeah. And then this last spread was just whatever I wanted to do, and I had this nice big quote that said, "Make way for today." I was trying to kind of make that my theme of tackling things today for the theme. So use that, use some bold kind of rainbow styling of colors, but kind of an alternative rainbow color scheme. And yeah, I mean, it was great. It had a lot of bold colors, kept me energized, which is exactly what I needed to progress throughout the week. So that was the end of my health. And then I do currently a health stats overview. And so for September, I went through and I do my monthly totals, my daily averages, and then I do like a little progress report here. So I just filled this out actually this morning, and I didn't do as well as I had originally thought I had for the month, which was kind of sad, but it's just good to have that information because, like I said, I thought I did a lot better and it really wasn't that great. So having that to review definitely will initiate more response from me for the following month to get those numbers back up and to do more to make me meet my goals. So that's been really great too. I'm going to go ahead and move this guy over to my health planner. So this way. Oops. And I just lay that guy in, and we're done there with my health. And since this one needed to be moved over, I'm going to move it into my health section. And okay, so that's October kind of set up, so you got a little sneak peek of that. But we're going to move on to my social. Should be here. That's where we start. So the last section we're going to go through is my social media section. So I use a separate planner for this as well. And this one I use is the homebody dashboard layout from the Happy Planner. I start the section off with my stats every day for followers or subscribers on Instagram or YouTube. And I took out the first page just because I'm trying to alleviate some of the bulk in here. And so I probably will move this guy out as well and just leave this last guy here. Yeah, so that's what I do. I just write that in every day and use that here. And then we start off with September. Oh, and I haven't moved any of this stuff out. So this was my September overview, and I basically don't decorate this part of the planner very much. The monthlies, really, I don't decorate. They have like this cute little floral montage and some color that I find useful. So just been working with that, and then I use my color coding system for Instagram and for YouTube. So Instagram is blue and YouTube is green. I also use red to highlight any changes or things that kind of get moved around, and that's been working out really well for me. So I have that here, and I cross off the days as I go through. So that's just my little process for my posts and things on social. And then I use this and I reference it as I create my weeklies. Also I set this up about mid-month. So October was set up, sometime probably in this week, just so that I can keep moving forward and know where I'm going to be upcoming, throughout the next month, and can plan ahead. So this is the first week of September, and I've started to do more decorating in this part of my planner. I don't do too much variety. I've been kind of steering mostly towards the homebody books I have that match this planner. So just using little tidbits of stickers and washi where they make sense and not really varying it too much. So I haven't been doing plan with me's on these. I take about 10 or 15 minutes before I set this up and do that, and it's been working out really great. So it just adds that little extra bit of fun and color in here, and definitely helps me be more energized to look at this part of my planner. So I've got this one laid out. I put my videos of the week here, and I have a little sticker that I put over the header. I also have a sticker that I put here to hold my stats. Both of these I created myself. I don't have them for sale, but maybe in the future if there's some interest. So I just lay this guy in. That's the majority of the setup, and then I just write in my posts referencing my monthly layout. And I have the Instagram post, I have the Instagram story, and then I have my Pinterest post on pretty much most of these. And I also put in my videos here on the side on whatever day they're supposed to be. So that's how the first week turned out. And here's the second week, and as you can see, it's still very homebody themed with the stickers and the washi, and not a huge amount of variation. One thing I haven't mentioned is that I started adding in anything that I put in my stories related to the Plannable Challenge, just so I could keep track of what I was putting in there. So that's what you might see on some of these as well. But I really do like the overall, just having that little extra bit of decor. It really does help bring these spreads to life for me. And then here is another one, and again, more homebody decor. But the themes are pretty much the same. I do vary what highlighters I use to denote, each of the things, but I have been keeping the color coding pretty consistent, although I do deviate from that, I believe, in the next spread, which you'll see. So yeah, so I just had the urge to have some fall feels here since this was the first week of fall. And so I did put in some fall color and washi tones, and then I also decided to just use black and then add some color with the check boxes here. And I actually kind of like that, so even though I really like color coding, the process has really gotten very routine for me, so I don't need it as much as I did in the beginning. So the black is fine, and then just kind of the labeling of it and using, varying colors of the highlighters is no big deal. It works out pretty well for me. So again, just that added bit of color makes things a little bit more fun and interesting to look at. And that's it. And I still need to fill out my October goals page, but overall that's all of my socials. So I'll go ahead and move it out, and then I'll fill in those October stats off camera. And I'm gonna just set this guy in here, but well, I'll talk about some other things, but I'm not going to put it in on camera, so give me a second. Okay. And actually, I think I only put in a little bit of last month's social, so I will put this guy in as well. Okay, so I went ahead and laid in my social monthly dashboard, and then the rest of my social weeks, so that I can just go through as the month goes on. And then the last section in this part of my planner is for my Etsy sales. I use a perpetual calendar just to track my daily sales, and then I have a budget monthly layout, which is just a monthly layout from the Planner Babe planner I had that I tried to use for work, but ended up only using the monthly layouts most of the year for my budget. And I do have a budget setup video if you're interested in that, to see kind of how I do it, but I don't really show this part of my planner. It is the last section here in my kind of catch-all dated section. And then I have this pocket folder here with another pen, just to kind of bracket all of those dated sections, together. And I use a what do you call this, a friction 4-color pen as well for color coding in my social and just to have a variety of color at my disposal. It's erasable, it's awesome. Check it out in my Amazon shop if you want one for yourself. And then at the back of my planner, I have a few sections where I just keep things that are more, like notes or things that I want to reference for major topics in my life, for home, work, for social, and then anything that's kind of hanging out there. And then behind that, I just have a notes section and some loose note paper, and that is it. That's my entire catch-all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye!